everyone, Crafty Quinn here. Today I'm just going to do a quick project with the Cricut Explorer Air 2. For any scraps that you have left over, today I'm using the glitter vinyl, and this is the Sizer glitter vinyl. I'm using these bags I got off of Amazon. They're little bags. You can buy them in bulk, and they're actually pretty cheap, cheaper than any other store I found. You're going to need your 12 by 24 mat or smaller. They have smaller ones, so whatever works best for you. And then you're going to need an iron or an easy press, and I have the easy press to the large one. So let's get going. Now in Cricut Design Space, you want to pull up your text box, go up here on the top bar, and click under the text fonts. Now, I don't have the Cricut Access. I had it for a while, and I never used it because you can get all your fonts in DaFont. And I have a PC, so it's going to be a little bit different if you have a Mac. This is going to be for my daughter's birthday party for their party favors. So just pick a font that you want, and I like this one. It reminds me of Valentine. So you click download. Again, it's going to be different with your Mac. I have a place I just save it, save as, and they're all going to be in my downloads in a zip file. Okay, then down here it's going to say open folder, and I always do that because if you don't know where it's going to download, you should probably click on that. And just remember what it's called. So this one is called Marlene. And you go down to Marlene. Alright, so it's up here at the top. Double click Marlene. You want to make sure that it says open type font file. Double click on that. Another screen will pop up. And press install. Now this will automatically put it in your fonts. Most people can't find it, and they say, I downloaded this font from DaFonts, now I can't find it. Alright, close all that out. Open your thing, and you want to be in system. There's 3 categories up here, all, system, and Cricut. You can go under all, but that's going to include your Cricut fonts also, the Cricut, when you pay for it. Those are going to be in there too. So go into system, and these are all the ones on your computer. Go down to Marlene, and this is when people say, oh, I don't see it in there. It's not in there. Nope, Marlene's not in there. So what you want to do is close out your Cricut Design Space because it needs to reset, then reopen it. Okay, go into My Projects or Start a New Project. Now press on your text box again and go up here to Font. Click on Font, go to System. Now scroll down, or you can type it in the search fonts. Scroll down to Marlene. My children are screaming. Marlene. Click on Marlene. Now, one of my daughter's friends' name is Riley. Not really, Riley. Alright, these letters are very spaced apart. If you do letter space up here at the top, and you click down, click down, click down, all it does is squish your letters together. Doesn't really give you what you want. So you want to ungroup. Now you have free reign of all your letters. And let's move these up here. You're going to want to enlarge these so you can see them better. So enlarge the letters when you're messing with them. Okay, then you take your letters and you move them where you want them. The R doesn't really look like it can connect to the I, and if it did, it wouldn't look too good. But I always like to put my first letter bigger than the rest of my letters. It just looks better. Okay, then you want your L and your I. Those can connect. Sometimes they don't connect how you want them to. You might have to shrink a couple letters to get them to look how you want them. I even tilt them so it looks like it's going to touch that heart over here. So you can tilt them a little bit. And you just manually connect each one of them. A lot of your welding will take care of this, but sometimes when you weld, it makes your letters closer together, or it fills in holes in certain places, and it can become really annoying to try and fix. The letters aren't aligned on the bottom, so say you connect all of them like this, except for the R, and you hit a line and a line to bottom. It's going to go to the bottom of your Y. So let's just select the ones we want. The ILE. Let's see what happens when we align those. And that looks better. Then you can just manually adjust your Y so that the bottom loop of the Y will line up with everything else. All right, then you're going to want to weld these. And click on weld. Okay, you still have your R hanging out over here. And you can see it on the right. It's not connected with your other letters. So go ahead and select all of your letters and then click on attach. I'm going to show you exactly what this is going to look like if they're not attached to each other. When you click make it, your R is going to be separate from the rest of your letters. So you have to make sure all of your letters are attached unless you have welded them. So click attach, and then that name is done. Okay, so I did the second name, and what you want to do now is you want to look at your bag and measure your bag and see how big those are. If we zoom out and we look at a 12 by 9 area, so you can actually draw a square. I know there's templates for this, and you can pull up a template that's the size of the bag, or that's an actual bag template. So you can hand draw it like that. You want to make sure that you unlock your square. So click under more, and the width is 9, and the height is 12. Okay, right click, send to back. So this is the template of your bag. 2.9, that'll work. Okay, let's hide this. And now if you don't have to worry about putting this up here in the corner. It doesn't matter, because you could put it over here, you could put it over here. It's gonna put it on your mat. When you click make it, it's gonna put it wherever it wants. So I had it down in the right hand corner, and it put it up here. So you can move it around wherever you want on your thing. But for me, it needs to be under the, definitely not below the 3. Okay, then you want to press mirror, because this is glitter, iron-on glitter vinyl. So you have to reverse, it's going to be printed on backwards. Okay, then you press continue. Now I have my own setting for the glitter vinyl first sizer. And let's just see what that setting is. You can change all of your settings. Material settings, so it's under glitter, iron-on sizer, and I made my own. I made my own setting because it wasn't cutting deep enough when it was just on glitter iron-on for Cricut. So you're gonna have to mess around with your Cricut. I like 220. I think that's perfect. I was doing something very detail-oriented with the glitter vinyl, so I really needed it to be exact. All right, so you click on that, you have your image mirrored, and we'll go over to the Cricut. Okay, you want to put the shiny side down, because this part on this side is going to peel off when you iron it on. So you want to do, just remember, sticky side down, or smooth side actually. Smooth side down. You do have a little bit of playroom when it comes to the top of your mat, but you don't ever want to chance it because it gives it an allotted amount of space. Some people use the scraper to scrape this down. You definitely want to make sure you don't have any bubbles because it will mess up your cutting. Varnish it, as people say. Make sure it's on your custom setting. Load your mat. Now before you print, you want to make sure that your blade is nice and sharp and clean and you don't have anything on your blade. Because if you do have stuff on your blade, it's not going to cut straight. You can take a foil ball and poke it. Mine usually gets stuck in the foil and I have to pull it out. Do this a few times and it sharpens your blade and cleans it. Put your blade in and hit start. Peel the mat off of the vinyl, just like this. Then your vinyl will not curl as much. It's still gonna curl, it's just not gonna curl as much. Some of the vinyls, like this blue one, you cannot see the cuts for the life of you. It's just ridiculous. These little cutters are always so helpful. Some people weed it on the mat. I don't like to do that because my arm ends up hitting the Cricut mat and it's really, really hard to get. Peel off the outside first. That way you're able to see everything else that you need to weed. If you start peeling out inside of your letters, it's going to be really hard to see all the lines and where everything's at. Now you want to pull it at a perfect angle. You don't pull it at a perfect angle, it's going to rip off. So don't pull it up like this. Don't pull it, sometimes you can even pull it flat to the mat and that will work, especially with really, really hard, like the foil vinyl. I find it easier to do that with the foil vinyl. Okay, so get the outside of your design first. And there's little curlies in here, so you gotta be careful to pull those up, or you can rip your letters. Alright, so you want to turn your easy press on, and it's going to be on 320. And you're going to preheat it, your material, for about 5 to 7 seconds. That's what I do to make sure it's nice and warm, and so I can get the picture centered. It'll cool off really fast, so you have to be careful of that too. Get your Teflon sheet or your piece of cloth. So you want to measure whatever you're ironing on. Mark it with my nail. You can get one of those pencils, sewing pencils if you want. It's about 5 to 7 seconds. You're going to heat this 15 to 20 seconds. You want to press this on. So make sure you put it on here while it's warm. It's about medium pressure is what I do. Do not pull it up too soon or you are going to be really, really sad. You'll just have to repress it again. Technically you can pull it off. If they come up, just repress it again. You'll be fine. But when you're doing some intricate designs, you really should just leave it. It's nice and warm. Now you should be able to see on the edge of your letters how it's melted into the fabric almost. So just to be safe, I put my Teflon sheet on again. I hold it down for about 5 seconds. You want to make sure it's on there because a lot of people complain about it coming up after a few washes. So flip it over, and this is the important part. A lot of people don't do this, and this is what makes your shirt completely useless. Okay, press this one. I did this one for about 10 to 15 seconds. Super cute. It's a really cute bag too. Perfect for a you know, party favor. And I'm going to put some little toys in there too. So hope you like this video. Hit subscribe, and I'm going to do some more videos on Cricut cutting and a bunch of other stuff, so stay tuned. Bye guys.